let's talk about eyebrows. So you're going to want to grab something that marks and is skinny. You could use like a brow pencil. I'll just use a brow pencil. Just use a pen if you really wanted to. But you're going to mark your eye shape first. And to get that, you go straight up so it's touching the outside of your nostril to the inside corner of your eye. And where it goes straight up, that's make a line there. This is where your eyebrow should start. Okay, then we're going to do the outside edge. So from your nostril to the corner of your eye, and if that line were to extend, then that's where your eyebrow should end. So make a line there. Okay, and then your arch is your nostril. A lot of people go through their pupil, some go just to the outside of their pupil. I like to go to the outside of my pupil, although it's really hard to see on my eyes because I have brown eyes and my pupils are clearly black. But so if you go right to the outside edge of your pupil, where that line extends right here, that should be your arch. So you can draw a line there too. So those are your three areas of your eyebrow. Okay, now you get your handy dandy tweezers, and I just got these in the mail today, and these are super cute. I have some fairly decent ones, but I don't have any in my office, so I'm just going to use these. Look how cute these are. They're pink. Aww. Okay, so now that we have all of that marked, anything on the side of it you're gonna pluck. I know this is like not the fun part. I did this for my daughter the other day and she did a pretty good job, honestly. That was like crooked, so I'm gonna fix it. And she's only 10 and she's concerned about her unibrow, so I marked up her eyebrows for her and I gave her a pair of tweezers and I said, anything in between there, you just pluck right away, and she did a great job. But next we need to work on kind of the under area on her. So just pluck anything that's on this side of the eyebrow. And the same thing over here. I have some wild ones that kind of grow out here. Okay. And then I'm going to scooch up. Then I have some little crazy ones that grow right underneath here, so I'd like to clean those up. I haven't plucked my eyebrows for a long time. So if you get any value out of this video, I would appreciate it if you would share it with your friends, share it to your page, and help me grow my business. But yeah, this is basically how you figure out your eye shape. I have all of that marked. I'm going to do my other side, other side. So I have some wild ones in there. Okay. It's really been a long time since I've done this. How pathetic is that? Okay. Alright. Almost look like I have a unibrow now, huh? And then you just go to town and pluck away. Now, I'm not going to pluck all the way into where I made my mark because I do like mine to come in just a little bit. But what I need to really clean up is the underneath part. And if you get those cleaned up a little bit, it makes your brows look a little bit sharper and more defined. It gives you more of a polished look. Okay. Now I'm going to just kind of wipe those off. Okay. All right. Now, one of the new products that we just got, we came out with on March 1st is called the Brow Obsession Palette. So I had been in the past using that pencil that I used to mark up my eyebrows. I have been using that where I would just kind of draw little lines. And it does a good job. I do like this, and it has a spoolie on one side. And I was also using a gel, a brow gel. It comes in a little tiny tube like this. There's 3 different colors. The same with the pencil. There's 3 different colors. And it actually has little tiny fibers in it too. You can't see them. They're itty bitty. But if you need to build up your eyebrows, like if you really don't have much of an eyebrow, I have quite a bit. They're dark, so I don't really need to do that. Then this is a really good product for you because it adds a little bit more volume to your eyebrows. One other thing that I was using is a Splurge Cream Shadow in the color Faithful. It's a cream, so I would just use a flat brush and kind of just define my eyebrows. But let me show you what this new brow palette is. These come in 3 different colors. The color that I have is medium. And there is, see how they have numbers on them? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these 2 are brow colors. These 2 are highlights, and this is a setting wax. And I also got a brand new tool. See that? This is called a Brow Artist brush. So on one side is angled, just like this one, but you can see that it's a little bit smaller. It's also a little bit stiffer, so it's easier to define the brows. This is actually for eyeshadow, and this one is for brows. And then the other side of this is a flat side. Can you see that? It's flat and it's also stiff, and so that makes it really nice when you're using those highlights, just to get like a really nice line right underneath or on top of your brow. This is what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to use that angled side. See that? The angled side. And I'm going to use number 2. So that's the darker of the 2 colors. I'm just going to get a little bit on the tip of that. And I'm going to just outline my eyebrow. I'm not going to go all the way into here because that's where I'm going to use the lighter color. But I'm going to start about here. And I'm kind of just following right along where my eyebrows naturally grow. Now, if you don't really have much for eyebrows, then you can bring them up just a little bit. I also do a line on the bottom. And this one I do start all the way in. And you can bring it down to a nice point. And then I just use a little bit more, and I'm just going to fill them in. Brows are kind of a little bit tricky. They take a lot of practice. But when you have a palette like this, it kind of takes all the guesswork out of it for you. Okay, so you can see that my brows don't really grow much right here, but I'm going to fill that in with the lighter of the colors. So number 1, I'm going to take what's left on my brush and I'm just going to wipe that color off because I don't want the really dark color on there. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same exact thing, and I'm going to take that line that I had already made and I'm just going to extend it out and down. I'm using that same light color, and then I'm going to just start filling in that area. Okay. You can go as wild and crazy as you really want to. Yeah. I just like them to be a little bit full, but not too dramatic right on the inner edge. I like them to be a little bit lighter right here, and then darker as they get down to the tail. They call it the tail, so I'm actually going to use the darker color and make that a little bit darker on the tail. Okay, see the difference in the two already? I just like to use a little rag and wipe that off, but I'm going to use that flat side of the brush, and I'm going to use number 4. It's like a light, it's a nude color, but it's almost a little bit of a yellow, and it has a slight shimmer, but not a ton of shimmer. So I'm just going to get it right on the end of that brush, and then I'm going to just outline right around where I outlined my brow with the shimmer. And I'm not going to bring my shimmer down, I'm just like right on the edge. Mostly right here in the arch area. And you can also do it on top if you want to. And it just helps define them and make them look a little bit cleaner. Okay, now I'm going to use the pink, and it's not a blush, but you could probably use it as a blush if you really wanted to. This is actually like a cream. I'm just putting a little bit on my finger, and I'm going to just dab it right here on this brow bone and kind of blend it into where my eyeshadow is. So that is 2 separate highlights. All right. Now the last thing that you're gonna do, again, I'm gonna go back to that same brush, that angled side. And then the last thing you're gonna do is use number 5, and that is a pomade. Well, what do they call it? Setting wax. Just get a little bit on your brush, and you're just gonna drag it through your hairs and kind of just put them where you want to. So if you have wild and crazy hairs that go all willy-nilly all over the place, then this is a step that you're going to want to do. Okay. Now I like to, this is a total personal preference, but I like to make these hairs on the inside edge kind of stand upward. And then I smooth them out on top. All right, so can you tell a difference there? This one's done, this one is not done. Does that look, makes a big difference. So not done and done. So like I said, I don't have like super thin eyebrows or barely there eyebrows, but even when you do define them a little bit, kind of just make them play them up a little bit, and it really polishes a look. So, right? Can you tell? I can tell a big difference. So I'm going to do the other side. Again, the same way. I'm going to start with, I'm actually, oops, I'm going to wipe that off because I ended with that setting wax. So I'm going to use that number 2 again, that darker of the color, that darker color. Okay, and I'm going to outline again. Again, I'm not starting all the way at the inner edge. I'm going to start about right here. Just following my natural hairline. And this one I do start all the way at the edge on the bottom and outlining that natural hairline. Oops, went a little bit crazy there. And then I'm just going to fill them in with that dark color. Again, starting like about right here, because I like to put the inner edge, I like it to be a lot lighter. You want the darkest part to be down here at the tail. So I guess you could really just call these ombre eyebrows. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe off that dark color and I'm gonna go back in with that lighter color. So number 2, nope, number 1, the lighter color of the palette. And I have to use my little mirror. And again, I'm just bringing it in and down, and then filling that in with that light color. See, isn't that pretty? Okay, and then I'm gonna do the highlight. So again, I'm gonna use that flat end, and I'm gonna put it on the tip of this, and I'm just gonna outline mostly the arch. And on top. Not going too crazy. And then I'm going to take that pink color, and that is a cream, so right on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of tap it right on that upper brow bone and kind of blend it into my eyeshadow. Okay, and then the last step is the setting wax, so I'm going to wipe off anything that I have on that angled side. I'm going to dip it into this setting wax right here. And again, I'm just going to kind of tell those hairs where they're supposed to lay. So again, I like to have my little hairs kind of stick up right here in the beginning area, is that what we call it? And then lay them down on the top. Okay, and that is brows. That's it. Easy, right? That was like the easiest thing ever. So again, these little brow palettes, pretty amazing. So this is the color medium. I was debating on whether I should get, I guess it's not medium, it's brunette. So you can get blonde, brunette, and black, and I decided on this one.